And both coaches said the exact same thing about the other side. They're going to ask us questions. We'll talk about what those questions. All the way progressing forward, they'll swing it to the left wing for David de la Vibora. The Spaniard into the 18-yard box, tries to cross and sends one to the left of frame and off the netting behind the goal. Otherwise, I have a feeling my vehicle would about.
In Huntington, in this exact game, he was a monster, as you described him.
Free kick in and Alvarez sends it in towards the back post, headed down and in for Marshall. Thundering Herd gets the first goal of the match, and there it is. Gabriel Stevanato, 2 games in a row with a goal, and the Thundering Herd takes the lead 1-0. There was a dangerous opportunity for Marshall, and this is exactly what Johan Sedergren said. Marshall better on set pieces this season than they've been in the past, and you see it right there. Stevanato gets a free area, just heads it straight down, one bouncing in.
Really, when the winds start to sail that way, how they can respond.
Taka Fujita in the box. Fujita one touch too heavy, and off the line comes Conlon to get it before Fujita can get there. Just a little bit of a heavy touch that time by Taka. And Conlon off to a 1-1 draw last year in Lexington after Kentucky gave Marshall one of its 3 losses in 2023. Good defending by Houghton Paris, and Marshall tries to leave it off, setting up an interview with Johan Sedergren for me as well. Ball played into the box on a free kick for Marshall. Player goes down for the Herd. Referee says play on. Near side now, Pinto for Marshall. Pinto crosses it in. Right there with Stevanato again, and just heads it north of the crossbar. You see the surrender Cobra pros for Stevanato, knowing he had a chance, as he came flying in there that time and has a conversation with the official. See what that conversation was about. Pinto sends it in. There comes Stevanato. And he kind of got an arm into the back a little bit. Far side. 14-10 to go. A little bit over a half hour has gone by already. Marshall tries to clear, bouncing ball around, dangerous area. Herd finally clears it out to the near side. And Marshall wins it right back. Herd just each time. Now Marshall turns it over to Kentucky. Berto Albin advancing forward. Albin to the top of the 18, leaves it off Chisholm. Chisholm tries to lay it off to the far side. And great defense that time. Getting back was David de la Vibora. Corner kick coming up now. Ball sent in, headed towards frame and just wide. Fujita contending that time. One of the things that Johan Sedergren told me, he said, this team's a little bit different than what we had last year. And I asked him, I said, when did you realize as DeMar now? Romberg, far side, De La Vibora. A little bit of disorganization. Now De La Vibora crosses into the middle, headed by Fujita. Just couldn't get enough behind it, right into the breadbasket of the goalkeeper, Conlon. I want you to be able to come on, play 40 minutes at starter level. Ball played into the box now for Marshall. Good job by Kentucky. Marshall tries to leave it for Romberg. Or back, your left back, your wings across the midfield, your wings across the front. Everybody's advancing forward and advancing back. Marshall into the 18-yard box, crosses in, deflected off the boot, and in. Thundering Herd finds goal number 2. Kiviano Francis comes in, and in 4 minutes, Francis nets the goal for Marshall.
Talk about instant impact, Bobby, and a beautiful finish there. That ball curling in perfectly right at about that 6-yard line in the box. And a beautiful touch finishes it. Marshall leads 2-0 here in the first half.
3:08 to go in the first half. And again, 76-5-9 is Marshall when scoring 2 goals under Chris Grassi. Take a look at the replay. Just a great run by Marshall. Ball played in off the boot of Francis. We can run it back one more time, trying to get an idea who had that pass from the left wing. Because it was a great ball. That's Carl Romberg with the pass, and just a great ball right at the top of the 6 that beats Conlon. Marshall still on the ball now. Pakamov beats the defender. Pakamov chips it in over Conlon's head, and he just has to punch it away. Good ball by Nikita Pakamov as he punches from Kiviano Francis. Has the Herd at the 2-0 advantage, and probably the best 45 minutes we've seen Marshall play this year, Riley.
And it really looked like the chemistry was there throughout the entire.
And then Indiana and Ohio State. Indiana the next opponent for Kentucky. Indiana tied at 1 with Ohio State as well. The only other top 20 matchup tonight will be Portland and San Diego. Isaiah Chisholm, a hard foul as multiple players coming together now. As Marcus Muir comes charging in. And everybody coming together now. Cooler heads are going to have to prevail. Guys have got to control themselves on the pitch. But in that situation, that's just Marshall players defending its player. And I think Marcus Muir coming in there just to try and make sure as a leader that nothing else got out of control. So if you look, waving Chisholm to the near side. Yeah, there's a red for Isaiah Chisholm. Been wrong once, been wrong before, be wrong again.
I agree with you, Bobby. Sometimes, you know, these guys.
On the ear, the forward for Kentucky is issued a red card. Ball up ahead, Marshall overlapping run, Sockeld right down the middle. Sockeld trying to get possession, does. Now into the box to Fujita. Fujita left foot, bouncing ball and into the net. Taka Fujita gets the goal for Marshall, his second of the season. The Herd gets goal number 3, and the Herd's up 3-0.
We saw Fujita through that first half, had a few scoring opportunities. It almost felt like he was destined to get one.
Marshall taking advantage of a man down, and the Herd pouring it on now. Third career goal for Takahiro Fujita. As the center back makes a run from the back of the formation forward. Didn't get the greatest contact on that one. Kentucky can't clear it. Now Marshall moves forward. Louis Sockeld on the run. Sockeld into the box for Francis. Francis is going to try and cross. Does! The right palm of Conlon sends it away. Marshall going to try and keep it alive and will. De La Vibora across the inline. Keeps it in. De La Vibora crosses it off the crossbar. Deflected off of a hand, or off a body for Kentucky, I believe. But yeah, it was off the leg. It was off a leg. And off the crossbar, and it'll be... The Herd will swing it that direction. Ball into the box, and looking for Sockeld, who is making a run towards the center. Not able to get there, catch up with it. Who was the Golden Boot award winner, the NAAC last season, has not played. Turned over by Kentucky. Marshall on the shot, sent away by Conlon. What a shot stopper was Conlon that time. 90s guy like me, think back to Alexi Lawless type player. Ball into the box, crossed over for Kentucky. There's a shot, and it's very high and above the frame, as getting a shot on goal that time was Kevin Larson, the other James Madison transfer. As Eddie DeMarco goes down in the box. That's the last thing you want to see if you're Marshall. Ugadar for Marshall, plays it up ahead for Francis. Kiviano Francis sprinting towards the 18. Francis tries to cut inside, and it goes off of McCoy. Dugan said he's just a big body, a wide body. He can really run, he can distribute, plays well with both feet, but also challenge you. And when you, Marco and I think Nikita Pakamov have played all the minutes now. Ball turned over by Marshall, nearly taken away by Holmes. And now Kentucky chips it into the box. Good defending by Minek. Forward now for Marshall. He's got to step on a defender. Jacques into the 18 now. Crosses and goes behind the frame. Eric Onos will take it. Low line drive, ball deflected around and off of a head. And the stat talks about is that Kentucky moves forward, just try and keep up with the match here. Kentucky creates a corner now for it. Percentages are higher now But he said it's the analytical approach. We keep creating chances, the ball's going to go in. Kentucky corner, Kentucky creating another chance, and the Wildcats get their first goal of the match as they erase the Marshall clean sheet. And Kentucky gets on the board. It's 3-1 now. I think that was Owen McCoy, I think, or was that Brizuela? Regardless, Kentucky gets the goal. Yeah, it's Brizuela. Brizuela goes up above Giap and puts it in to the far side. Brizuela's second goal in a Kentucky uniform. Dame draws with number 8 Virginia. And NC State number 10 beats Clemson. Francis into the 18, one touch that time by McCoy. And he sends it across the inline. Marshall trying to see if he can get goal number 4. Sharer bluffs, Roberto advances, left foot. And that time, near side, Renman tries to get there, has it roll off of him, create 1:43 to play in the match. As Kentucky will take the corner kick. Ball sent in, headed towards net and over by the Wild. Now Marshall back on possession, 15 seconds to play. Ball played forward for Roberto, Conlon out of the frame. Roberto, one touch, can't get there. Noel, left foot, puts it in the back of the net with 6 seconds to play. Marshall with the dagger, 4-1. Noel's third goal in a Marshall uniform, and the Herd piling it on to the Wildcats. You see the stoic nature of the Kentucky sideline, while the Marshall side filled with jubilation. Kentucky came into the night, had only given up 6 goals all season, and has allowed 4 tonight. See Roberto beat that back line. Conlon turns him away. And Noel with a rocket with 5 seconds left in this one. Him one towards frame. DeMarco snares it. And that's the match. Marshall picks up the win 4-1. As from start to finish, the Herd dominates this one. To improve to 5-1-4 on the season, Kentucky gets its first loss of the year, falls to 6-1-3 and 3-1 in conference. And this, if you're a Marshall fan, this was the type of match you were looking for.